Joe, football today on a Saturday here, getting you ready for Super Bowl 60 in hour number 2 right now, Joe. The topic's going to fly out here. We're going to go over some prop bets here and also take a look at maybe some uniform action here between these two teams, what you like, and also who has the advantages for Super Bowl 60. An hour to go, Joe. The vibes are high. How do we feel? Is energy up?
I feel
up.
I mean, what do we have on the horizon? College hoops? I mean, that's about it. There's no NFL, really. It's
February 10th, Joe. You know what day that is? You know what's significant about that?
There's no sport.
Pitchers and catchers. Well, come on, no sport.
No sport. No, Donnie, come on. We're talking baseball. It's bittersweet. We have a week out for the Super Bowl, and we have nothing, to look forward to except the draft in late April.
And by the way, freezing cold in the Northeast. We're going to take a look in just a few moments at the uniform matchup.
Can't wait.
But I asked you before the break.
Yeah.
There's a certain hire that's very interesting, which, again, Declan Doyle got hired from the Chicago Bears, still in his 20s to be the offensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens. That's a huge step here.
Yeah.
And also, Doyle interviewed in Philadelphia. They loved him. He's like, I think I want to stay in Chicago, then takes the job for Baltimore.
Yeah, so here's the thing. So he was listed as OC for the Chicago Bears, but never called plays.
Correct.
Okay, so now, all right, we know who was calling the plays. Big bad Ben Johnson, right? So I understand his move, right? Because, hey, if you're going to move up in the business and you're 29 years old, granted, you can learn another year and see what happens with Ben Johnson, but you're not going anywhere because he's going to be the head coach potentially for the next, 5 to 10 seasons. So he goes to Baltimore to take over from Monken. I get that. But if you're Baltimore and you're this team now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm saying, okay, Lamar Jackson, MVP caliber, right? Okay, Declan Doyle, 29 years old. He's a deer in the headlights, never called plays before. There's going to be no growing pains now? I always say, great coordinators still have to understand how talent responds in game situations. They have to get into a rhythm, just like a pitcher or a quarterback does after competitive repetition. You're telling me Declan Doyle, cold off the street, is going to come in and lead this team to a 14-win season with Lamar Jackson? They're not going to have any issues? I don't buy it. It might be a good hire in a couple of years, but this team has Super Bowl aspirations now, Donnie. I don't know if I could buy in year one.
And again, here's the interesting part about it, too. And if you correlate the Philadelphia Eagles' decisions of what they're doing now, their offensive coordinator with the Ravens, it sort of makes sense. Like the Eagles told you at the end of the season, Patullo's fault. Nope, we're not firing any other coaches here.
Right.
Personnel should stay the same. We just need a new signal caller, which meant they wanted to go out and get a play caller that was dyed in the wool, Joe. Hey, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years experience, maybe as a head coach or just a play caller, which is what they wanted. They ended up with a guy who has never called plays before and is still young. Same thing with the Baltimore Ravens. And you have an MVP quarterback with a young coordinator where one of those play calls comes in and be like, yeah, we're not doing that. I'm doing it my way. Like, do you think that could be an issue?
I do very much think it could be an issue. And again, if you're looking, and we know about Kingsbury being on, obviously, he wanted coaching jobs. But if you could have lured Cliff Kingsbury with Lamar, I'm just saying, a veteran play caller.
We thought Cliff Kingsbury was actually going to end up in Baltimore as the head coach or the OC.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been a really nice fit. I understand he didn't succeed with Kyler in that first stint as a head coach, but if we're giving second go-rounds to, obviously, and third go-rounds to Mike McCarthy and some of the other retreads, why doesn't he deserve it when we think about his development with Jaden Daniels and how we led him to Rookie of the Year? And the only reason why they didn't perform is because he was hurt all year.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. Think about the weapons, and now you have the Ferrari with Lamar Jackson. You better hope that Declan Doyle hits the ground running.
Yeah, so good stuff here to talk about here. Offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, new head coaching jobs. Still 2 coaching jobs left out there on the market. One of the Las Vegas Raiders, who, again, probably estimated that's going to be Kubiak's job, and then Arizona, whoever wants to take that job. But Super Bowl 60, Joe, on the horizon. 4.5-point favorite here for the Seattle Seahawks, and a total of 45.5. But before, Joe, we even dip into this game. Uniform check alert for us today.
Yeah, I got a peek.
You got the peek at it.
There they are. I don't like it. I understand if I'm New England and they want the icy whites, that's where they won the championship. I get it. Maybe
come on. That's so stupid.
They couldn't throw in any color with the red pant. I mean,
and by the way, they had it wasn't as like, well, we didn't even get the choice. Like, they had the first choice on uniforms to wear.
And again, I don't mind the white. The white is not a problem.
Yeah.
But could we throw a little color in there? They got the Stormtrooper one. That's great when you're in the regular season,
Correct.
but for the Super Bowl, looks boring. I would have thrown that. I would listen. You want to throw the blue pant, gray pant, or like we said, the old school Patriot, where Irving Fryer and Stanley Morgan in that
the
group.
red jersey, white pants combination back then for I'm a huge fan of the old school look for the New England Patriots. I think it should be their full-time look, and it's not. And the Super Bowl is like that chance to really show your best uniform, not doing it. Seattle's got a nice uniform with the all-navies, but I think there's way other combinations better for them as well. Like, I always like the gray pants with the navy top.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean, again, but those are rocking, right? I mean, if we're talking which one looks better, obviously Seattle gets the nod for the uniforms.
A couple patches on there. Got the NFL patches on there. So I think Seattle actually has a 50,
just boring,
like a 50 patch and a 250 patch.
Yeah, but it's boring, the all white. I'm not a big fan of the all white pants. Now, again, maybe they wanted to go with Mojo. It was their first. I haven't looked and looked back. Did they
because they
always wear those in all 9 victories? No, right?
But usually the home team is going to wear dark uniforms here. Okay. So they had the first choice. They went light. So I do think there's something to them being on the road, and they wanted to wear the all whites because they're undefeated in them, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Superstitious out there in the streets.
Yeah,
at this
I guess
point.
so. A variable former player,
Yep.
Again, if I had a pick, I would have thrown a little color in there. I have to go back to the body of work and the tape to see how many times they wore the icy whites on the road. But the Stormtrooper look isn't bad. Again, if they're going to step up and get this over, I'd be happy. That's all I care about.
All right, Joe, talking about the over here. How about that 45.5 as we take a look at? If we look, I don't think I have any real extended forecast that actually makes sense on what the game. Oh, look at this. Here we go. 66 degrees, Joe. Yeah. No rain in the forecast. Okay. Winds 5 miles per hour. As good as you're going to get.
Yeah, look.
Beautiful.
I mean, this game is going to come down to, can New England push a little bit of tempo? Because I think when we look at the contrast in styles, just in the playoffs. Yeah. I'm not talking regular season. New England's been a little bit more complacent, ball control. They wanted to run the football. They want to establish the line of scrimmage and really dictate the tempo physicality-wise. Yeah. But again, the more we talk about it, this is the wrong team to do that. You have to know your opponent. There's one thing about playing bully ball, but if you're going up against, let's say, Mike Tyson, you got to come with a different approach, right? You can hit the haymaker, but you got to open them up maybe with the uppercut a little bit. So they have to be more aggressive with Drake May in the passing attack. Again, throwing the football to me on first and second downs, that can open up Ramondre Stevenson, and they have to get Travion Henderson involved. Again, I don't know why you only got 3 carries against Denver. He was averaging 10 to 12, but get him involved out in space. We saw Blake Corum have success with the rushing attack on misdirection in the championship game, and Kyron Williams. A similar game plan would benefit New England in this matchup.
We'll take a look at those props in just a few moments here, specifically from the quarterback position, Joe. But that 45.5 is down from 46.5 on the total. Where do we think that ends up? Because to me, public money is going to start coming in game week here, which means Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Like, there is a reason why that early number opened up from a 46.5 to a 45.5, maybe a sharper number for the under. But I got to tell you, like, you know me, like, I don't have a problem with betting unders. I'm not feeling the under in the Super Bowl. Like, good weather conditions. Are we led to believe that Seattle, who's been so good on offense, is now just going to say, you know what, let's slow play this game?
No, I don't think Seattle slow plays in any capacity. I think if anybody slow plays, it's New England if they come out with that Josh McDaniels type of philosophy the way they did against Denver. And styles make fights. Yeah. Again, I can see this line. I told you, I think more money's going to come in on New England because they are undefeated on the road. The more that gets out to the public, and even sharps, they're going to start to hammer it down. I don't think we get under 3, but I do think we can get to a flat 4 and see 3.5s in the market. But I wouldn't shock me. 44.5 on the total.
I'm all over that.
I like. Look, in a Super Bowl, so just like a national championship game. You have to score points. Points are never enough when you're trying for a title. So I like the over early on.
28-3. We know that well in the Super Bowl. Keep tacking on top of it. Away you go. Score as many points as you can as that total currently sits here at 45.5. And a favorite here for Seattle at -4.5. We'll get to that and much more here. Let's start the prop brigade out here, Joe.
Let's do it.
Joe and Donnie. We'll be right back.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. There's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Hey, Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Super Bowl 60 live from Santa Clara. It's going to be Seattle, and it's going to be New England. Let me just start here with this first, Joe, the excitement factor. Again, sometimes I have to remove myself from the equation. Last year, Eagles and Chiefs, certainly I was really geeked up, and superstars on both sides here, big-time coaches on one side, Nick Sirianni, everybody loves to hate on the other. Can he get his first Super Bowl championship? And they did that. The hype for this Super Bowl, Joe, does it feel like we're slow playing it just a little bit? And by the way, we were lucky that it's not a Jared Stidham Super Bowl. I'll start there.
Well,
we're
yeah,
lucky on that.
We're lucky.
That would have been
Drake
brutal.
May and Sam Darnold, we got two legitimate quarterbacks. We have legitimate wide receiver talent. Obviously, JSN has proven he's one of the best in the business. Every game is basically 100 yards. He had 100 yards in the first half against L.A.
Stop him.
I mean, they better hope he gets close to 100 yards because I love Shaheed, but they never throw him the football. When they do, he actually produces. It's amazing, but nobody else is as important to the passing attack as when you look at JSN for Seattle, Stephon Diggs and Booty for New England.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get to the quarterbacks here because they're certainly going to be on the main stage here, Joe. Drake May and Sam Darnold here. And again, getting out of Stidham, which who knows what that have brought to the Super Bowl. But at least we get a young quarterback in Drake May looking to stamp his claim to, Tom Brady was great for this organization. Let me see if I can run a couple championships up the flagpole early in my career. And then there's Sam Darnold at this point, who is getting other general managers fired while he's making his run to the Super Bowl. He's been nothing short of really, really good this season, and he finds himself in the Super Bowl. Joe, the totals for each one of these. Drake May listed at 220.5 live. Sam Darnold, 228.5 live. That's their passing props. And I got to tell you, I think I like them both to the over.
Yeah, I like Drake May more than Darnold again.
Why, though?
Because
Game script?
I'm putting myself in New England and Josh McDaniels, and I'm saying I can't run the way I did. Again, I don't know what was wrong with Travion Henderson, but this defense needs Travion Henderson because you need a guy that could scoot and catch the edge, right? Ramondre Stevenson is good, but he doesn't have elite speed. And I understand he does it between the tackles, but you're not going to get that with Seattle's defense. They're going to take that away. You need a guy that can catch the edge, a la James Cook, a la, an explosive home run hitter. That is Travion Henderson. So, again, I'm putting myself in Josh McDaniels' mind, and I'm saying if I'm the OC in this matchup, I got to open up the run by throwing the football. I got to have my quarterback get to 225. Not only that, here's the other thing. It is his first Super Bowl, obviously Darnold too, but the point is that I want to get him into a rhythm.
Yeah.
I don't want to just run the football and then worry about the second half. Drake May making plays in the passing attack. I want him to get involved in the game script early, throw in the football, feel good about himself, get the cobwebs and the butterflies out. So that's why I like Drake May early on.
I also like, Joe, the touchdown passing prop here. Now, a little bit later in the show, I actually have a best bet here as a running back prop here. So that's a running game prop. But for me, Drake May, very manageable. Over 1.5 touchdown passes in this game, plus 130 price.
Yeah.
Over 1.5 touchdown passes for Sam Darnold, minus 114 price. Both of them, I think, have a legitimate chance to get it. If I like offense, the quarterbacks are going to have to be throwing the football into the end zone.
I agree, but I was going to throw a curveball at you because we always do this. We saw Drake May score. Look, it's the Super Bowl. Right? Rushing yards, right? And the touchdown for both. I'm just saying, like, you got to, if Donald gets if they're in a red zone opportunity and he's back there at the 5-yard line and then let's just say nobody's open, I'm telling you, Donnie, he is going to dive a la Fernando Mendoza for that touchdown. I like Sam Darnold to score a touchdown because, again, if this guy is anywhere close to winning a Super Bowl, he's going to take it upon himself. He's heard the critics. He's heard all the negativity. If it is the fourth quarter and he's close to pay dirt, I'm telling you, I think he catches it.
Take a look at the passing attempts in this game. Similar for both of these quarterbacks, Joe. For Drake May listed at 30.5 and also for Sam Darnold at 29.5, which is interesting to me, which those seem a little bit light here. Usually you see them in like the low 33.5, 34.5. They both seem light. I'm telling you right now, defenses are going to be good. They have 2 weeks to scout. I understand that. But I just don't see a Super Bowl being played out. Each quarterback held under 200 yards passing. You know, player passed up manageable 25, 26. I think both of these quarterbacks are going to have to lead the way here with manageable numbers. They should be. They're all correlated to me. They are.
Yeah, I agree. I feel, and if they are under those totals, and we got a L.A. Ram, New England Patriots Super Bowl. 13-3. That
horrible game.
Just go to bed early. I mean, have the chicken wings in the first quarter and in the pizza and whatever you're going to have. That's it. Turn it off. It'll be an ugly watch. I just feel, and we're putting a lot of weight into how New England's won these games, right? Again, against the Chargers. And the Chargers wanted to play slow too, right? Houston didn't want to play up tempo. But because of the turnovers with the short field, that's why you got through the total. And we know Denver with Stidham, as aggressive as they were in the first quarter, ultimately Sean Payton didn't want to be as aggressive with the weather and everything else. We know Seattle's going to be aggressive with Kubiak. Kubiak is going to push the tempo. Again, if Seattle gets the ball first, both of these quarterbacks can go through their attempts.
By the way, if we're going to get to the running back props in a second, keep with the quarterbacks, Joe. Quarterbacks rushing on the ground here.
Like both.
Drake May, 36.5. Sam Darnold, 6.5. The one thing I do love about Drake May, he's very mobile at this point. You saw him bust a couple long runs against the Denver Broncos. That's what was the shame of it. Like, I actually wanted to see what Bo Nix had to offer against a good defense because the reason I like rushing quarterbacks is when they play good defenses, you're flushed out of the pocket earlier. He can make those plays. He's going to have to. So Drake May, legitimate chance to get 40 yards rushing in this game, Joe.
Yeah, I mean, again, his number against Denver, I think, was 36.5, and he got the touchdown run. But 6.5 for Sam Darnold? 6.5, Donnie? That's
running? The Ginger Ninjas running out there?
Yeah. 6.5?
What about the oblique?
Stafford.
The oblique's hurting.
Yeah, but so what? Stafford had 15 yards rushing against Seattle. He had the big run before the half. You're telling me Sam Darnold, with the game on the line or in the second quarter, is not going to – he's mobile. 2 weeks of prep. You're telling me that I'll rub some Bengay or Icy Hot on it.
Exactly. Get the extra warmers out there ready to go. Sleep in the hyperbaric chamber. Drake May, passing and rushing. Over under, Joe, 262.5. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think
Would you rather just take the rushing and not trust the passing?
No.
And say, you know, it'll give me both of them combined?
No, because, again, for me, if I'm playing this game out, if you're back in New England, taking the 4.5, you better hope Drake May gets to 230. Again, I'm banking on Drake May pushing the tempo because they can't afford to just go 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out against that offense. They'll be dead to rights.
How about this one, Joe? Player to record a 50-plus yard completion.
Shaheed.
Drake May and Sam Darnold, plus 330 and plus 340. If I give you one quarterback, hit that deep shot, Darnold going to Shaheed, just like last week, 50-plus yard catch right away. We'll be right back. It's Pro Football Today.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Some people on this desk like to yell, we're going to run it! And that's what we're going to talk about here in the Super Bowl Pro Football Today. Donnie Rightside and Joe Lisi, the running back props in this game. Joe, the focus going to be on Kenneth Walker III and also Ramondre Stevenson. Should we have eyes on anybody else, Joe, on the ground?
Well, I got burned with Travion Henderson against Denver.
Why didn't he get the ball, though? Answer me.
No,
Why?
I don't know.
No trust?
And I looked at all the news, and they didn't know. But once the snow hit the ground, they decided to use the heavier back. I get that. But Denver was having success with R.J. Harvey, which is a similar back to Travion Henderson. Harvey goes 5'9", about $185, $190. Travion Henderson played in Columbus at Ohio State. It's not like he's not used to cold weather. I don't know if he was 100% healthy. It didn't look like he got hurt on his third carry. And again, I thought he would have a bigger part of the offense. I expect him to have a bigger part of this offense in Super Bowl Sunday, a week from today. And we'll see. Again, he could also be utilized in the receiving game as well. I will say Helani surprised me on how many looks that he did get in that championship game. I don't know if I could back him, though, in this. George Helani.
Yeah, you don't want to get too cute sometimes because you get angry. Like, I can't believe I took him when I should have just went, let's just say, with Kenneth Walker. And take a look at Kenneth Walker's numbers here. If you're looking and saying, like, which way do I want to put my money? He's 75.5, which he's going to be the bell cow, and you probably anticipate between 15 to 20 touches out of the backfield. If I'm looking last week, Joe, Walker got 19 carries, 62 yards, and a touchdown. So, well, that's pretty good. That's way under the numbers that we expected him to actually get. But he will be the lead dog. 19 carries for him last week, Joe. George Helani, 3 carries. Rashid Shaheed, 1, and then Sam Darnold had 3 carries for 9 yards. Talk to me about Kenneth Walker III in this game. 2 weeks of rest. He's going to be their bell cow.
He is, and if you watch the game against the L.A. Rams, what do you have, 62 yards? About 50 of them came in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing how they shut down and made second-half adjustments. Do we expect New England to play that way in the way L.A. did in the second half? It's possible. They're very good against the run, but I mean, Kenneth Walker, when you give him a seam, he's got great vision, great cutback ability. he can catch the football as well. 75.5 would lead me to believe that Kubiak goes into this game, Donnie, attacking on the ground more than through the air.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I mean, again, it wouldn't shock me if Walker got to 75.
Yeah.
But without Charbonnet in that lineup, I don't know if they give him 25 touches.
Now, here's the interesting part about it, too, because I don't think we're going to have too much of a struggle in this game. Like, oh, hold on, he got 17 carries. That was a surprise. He's not going to do that. It's going to be Kenneth Walker. Here's the question I want to ask you, though. Ramondre Stevenson and Travion Henderson. Thunder, Lightning, two back from your backfield. We've always thought to believe that's more of like a timeshare at this point. Last week, you saw a ton of carries. And if we get exact numbers, Joe, 25 for 71, which is only 2.8 yards per carry for Stevenson, but it's 25 carries. Then you see Travion Henderson, 3 carries for 5 yards. You look at the splits now on the numbers posted. Stevenson at about 49.5. Travion Henderson is only 17.5 yards in this game,
then
Joe.
he must be banged up. Something is wrong with Travion Henderson. Again, it's going to suck me in because if he does play, that's one run for him. He had 5 carries for over 50-yard touchdowns this year. And he could catch the football out of the backfield. Again, every report I read doesn't show a significant injury. So if he's not injured and we're believing the injury reports, why can't he get to 7? You're telling me against this defense that hasn't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 28 straight games, you're going to go with, and I keep saying this, old man Ramondre Stevenson, he's good. He's not, it's not Earl Campbell or Walter Payton out there. I mean, come on. It's not Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pedestrian. I don't know. But I still like Henderson.
But also, when we're looking at the numbers, too, it is like sometimes you don't just want to go with like a one-week one-off, Joe. On the 28th of December, 19 carries. On the 4th of January, 13 carries. The 11th of January, 9 carries. And also against Houston, 12 carries. So you came into the playoffs not saying like, well, he's a young back, we don't trust him. No, you gave him 13. You gave him 9 carries and 12 carries. Then you went to 3 carries. And it wasn't like, well, hey, we were up or we were down the entire way. That was a 7-0, 7-7, 10-7 game the entire way through, which you didn't get those carries. I'm more led to believe that you need this guy. You're going to have to feed him a little bit early to see where his mind is at this point. So if I told you, Joe, Travion Henderson getting 4 carries in this game, I would still take the 17.5 to the over.
I would. What is his attempts total? 3.5? Is he going to? Is it? It's got to be 3.5. If it's 17.
His rushing attempts, Joe, 5.5 plus 112.
Well,
it doesn't even correlate to his
That's what I'm saying.
Because you're basically saying he's going to get 5 carries for about 17 yards. What is he going, 3 yards per carry?
Yeah,
Come on now.
I would take the yards, Donnie. I would take
the yards over the carries.
I would take a shot too, 25-30.
Like
I mean, you want to take a shot, take 40.
Right? Like, if he got 6 carries and 16 yards, you just would live with him. Like, you know, it just wasn't.
I would live with that.
Yes,
but
correct.
I would take the shot on the 40-plus because I think it's his number to have 50 last week was almost 5-1. They knew something because they were giving out multiple bonuses on that.
Kenneth Walker III's rushing attempts, Joe, 18.5. Ramondre Stevenson, 14.5. We're going to get to that after the break. Having some fun here with prop bets on pro football today. We'll be right back after the break.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, you know, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Running back props here. They're going to score touchdown, Joe. How about over the carries? Longest rush here. It's all up in the air. And we got an entire week to get you ready for Super Bowl 60 right here on the SportsGrid Network, Joe. Longest rushes here. Kenneth Walker, 14.5. Ramondre Stevenson, 12.5. Drake May, 13.5. I know. Travion Henderson, Joe, 7.5.
Come on, Donnie.
7.5. Under a first down.
Is this the Curtis Samuel bet?
It could be.
Is this it?
It could be.
I mean, 7.5. So the guy's not going to get any touches.
No touches.
So why don't we do this? We could actually could maybe put an ARB on, right? Let's sell the attempts.
We'll put some calls
sell
on
the
it.
attempts.
Okay.
And we'll buy the yards.
Yeah.
So but we'll alt the yards.
Yes.
So so we hedge ourselves with the attempts.
Yep.
Just in case he gets two.
Then you win. You lose that one, you win the other two, and you get the extra ring up there. I like it.
I think we should do that. I think we have a shot because you're telling me the guy's going to get 5 carries. He's going to average 2.3 yards per carry. I will go down in flames on that one. To your point,
good.
7.5 yards.
Yeah.
That's 1 carry.
Yes.
Blake Corum had a 19-yard run. Yeah, I believe, or maybe it was 20-plus in the first half. He's a similar type of player. He has explosive capability. If we're talking starters, I do like Kenneth Walker over Stevenson. What is it, 14.5?
I love this stuff, too, because you look at the rushing props, and I'm telling you right now, again, Rashid Shaheed is sitting at 4.5 as his rushing prop here. That's 1 carry that you hope for. I know he's going to get a carry in this game. I think it goes over 5 yards.
Do they have Pop Douglas on there?
They don't have Pop Douglas, but they do have JSN. A half of a yard, plus 310, Joe. Don't you pull out all the breaks?
Yeah.
You want to get this guy's hands.
I know.
Rocket sweep.
And they've been putting him in the backfield.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yep.
They've been putting JSN in the backfield so they can't get a read on how to obviously cover him in the passing tree, which has been opening up a lot of red zone opportunities.
Yeah.
If they put him in the backfield and instead of throwing him the football, they hand it to him, that could be an option as well. So half a yard is good. Just don't lose yardage, guy.
Yeah.
Don't get – does he have attempts?
Who?
JSN?
No. It's just the yardage.
Probably
there.
a half.
Yeah, exactly. If you get the half, you barely get the half. Imagine you get the half over. Like, I went over a half a yard. He lost 2 yards on that, and you get the plus 310. I mean, that would be an absolute crime. He had a carry and didn't get a single yard. That would be a tough one to swallow. Receiving props in the Super Bowl, Joe. It's a runaway right now. JSN sits live, at least right here on FanDuel, at 93.5 yards. That's incredible. Because usually you'd say to yourself, well, what about the number one on the other team? It's probably going to be similar. No, it's not. Stephon Diggs, the number one on the Patriots, 43.5, Joe. A double-up plus job for JSN in this Super Bowl.
And again, when you just talk about 90% of the productivity in the passing attack and targets, they look to target JSN. Yep. It's similar to what Devontae and Puka got for L.A., right?
Yeah.
You know, just going down with your number one. A.J. Barner's not insignificant in the passing attack. He could maybe get some yards. I told you Shaheed, he gets the 150-yard bomb. Yeah. They only went back to him one time.
Yep.
Helani got more looks than Shaheed in the passing attack. It's incredible. I would take a shot on Booty over Diggs. Yeah. I like Booty over Diggs, and I like Hunter Henry on the New England side. I just think that when you look at New England's offense, Booty has big play capability. Hunter Henry is the steady option in red zone. And I'll throw this name out. When I looked at the props, I didn't see him.
Yes.
But Williams in the passing attack.
Yeah.
Kyle Williams.
Yeah, not there for me right now.
I think if he plays, he could be not only an anytime touchdown, but he could be a playmaker for yardage. They went to Pop Douglas. They tried to go to Kyle Williams in multiple games. They didn't get him the football last week. They couldn't get him the football against Houston because of how bad Drake May was.
Yeah.
he's the home run hitter. I like Kyle Williams if they post a number.
Yeah, it's interesting because, again, you look at JSN at 93.5 yards, and usually I'm right off that. So let me just get to the second and third option. So I actually think he has a big game because he just gets force-fed the football. It's like you go into a game against Puka, like, I'm going to fade Puka. It's like, well, wait a second. He got 8 targets in the first half.
Well, think of last year.
Yeah.
Right? Xavier Worthy got his.
Yeah.
It was in garbage time, but he still got
Deep
his.
shot.
He was the number 1 option for the Chiefs, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't Kelsey as much as it was Worthy last year. But I will say this. It was Jahan Dotson last year in the
Almost
Super Bowl.
scored the touchdown, too.
Remember?
Yeah.
So he blew through his total. That's why I like Kyle Williams and some of the secondary options. And let's not forget Saquon in that game blew through his receiving total.
Yeah.
We might look at Kenneth Walker maybe in the receiving game.
How about this, Joe? Jake Bobo.
No,
1 yard.
I'm not going back to
plus
Bo.
148.
I'm not going back to Bo. He screwed me.
Does he get a target?
I'm so mad that he scored that touchdown.
Why did it screw you, though?
Because Bobo, like last year, because he went to UCLA, I like Bobo. I thought he'd reminded me a little of Danny Farmer.
Yeah. Oh, good call back in the day.
But last week, I put in Barner, and I was looking down at it, and pre-kick, Bobo was 19-1. I'm like, they're not going to throw it to Bobo. Sure enough, they throw it to Bobo. Fifth reception.
Yep.
You don't think the NFL
season.
is playing around with the personnel changes, right?
Right
All
off
these
there.
garbage guys scoring
Right off the
touchdowns.
turnover, Joe. The quick change right there was going to Bobo there. Bang, touchdown, get up that double-digit lead, and the way they go. Secondary options, and when I say secondary, we leave JSN out of the equation. Still is Stephon Diggs, 43.5. Cooper Kupp, 32.5. Hunter Henry, 38.5. Barner, 25.5, who he's on my list, if you know what I mean there. Just say, I can't trust the guy right now at this point when he should be an absolute factor. But the guy we always get back to, Joe, and we have a lot of conversations on. Rashid Shaheed starts the game off, 1 catch, 51 yards. Like, if I alter him to 100, I'm going to be a millionaire. And get the football the rest of the game. Like, they just don't throw him the ball. But if it's 21.5, you're asking for that to be 1 catch, which lets me to believe here. He's 21.5. His longest reception in this game is 14.5.
Yeah, I know.
What would you rather have? 21.5 or the 14.5?
Nah, because, again, he's always on fly patterns. He's going down the field.
Yeah.
So, you could get burned if he gets 15 yards, right? But they ain't throwing him slants.
Yeah.
They're throwing him deep passes. I mean, Darnold, I would hope now that he realizes he can catch.
Mm-hmm.
I like Shaheed. I'll just throw this out, too. I know this is off topic about Shaheed, but tell me if I'm wrong. We talk about MVPs.
Yep.
The fact that now he's somewhat involved in the passing game with the return capability, 45-1.
Yeah.
I'm just saying if he returns one and catches like 3 balls for 80 yards and another score, I'm just saying, you talk about deep shots.
Yep.
The fact that he could return the football and how he's done it in the playoffs, it makes him a viable option.
And if you have him on his anytime touchdown market, it does count if he returns a punt return or a kick return. But, Joe, how about this? We talk about, like elevating these players. Like, Rashid Shaheed is the perfect one. His 20 yards is his listed number, let's call it. It's like he's not going to do anything, but we know he's a big play guy. 50 yards receiving in this game for Rashid Shaheed.
I know, it's like
plus
400. Yeah.
A 100-yard game for Rashid Shaheed is 25-1.
Donnie, I would love that. But I think, again, if they threw him the football, if Kubiak told Darnold, hey, instead of going and I understand JSN's got hands like glue, but you're telling me on every other play, Rashid Shaheed is never open. The guy runs a 4.240.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. Walk me through this offensive coordinators. You have tight ends, you have secondary slot guys that run patterns and never get the football. They never get a look. You're telling me in the huddle and on the play call, we're never designing a play for the second and third options?
That's what it feels like at this point right now. How about those secondary options, Joe, if I asked you for the New England Patriots? Trust level and who you possibly would take. Mac Hollins, 26.5 receiving yards. Keyshawn Boutte, 30.5 receiving yards. And DeMario Pop Douglas, 10.5 receiving yards.
Boutte is the one guy I
believe.
Deep shot? Deep shot. 30 yards. I mean, Donnie, 30 yards for a secondary option? Now, Hollins is crazy. Hollins, we met. Remember the turkey jerky? We interviewed him last year.
That's
great guy. He's a great guy.
Shoes.
I mean, but the guy's unbelievable, and the turkey jerky was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't. No, it was. I'm pumping his turkey jerky. The jerky was unbelievable. It had a little pinch between your cheek and gum. It had a little tang to it.
Little gumption right there. Yeah.
But no, I would go with Boutte. Who would you go with? Would you take Hollins? I just can't trust him.
No, I don't like Hollins. I'll tell you when I ask you this one. A lot of people steaming up George Holani, Joe. 9.5 is his number now.
Sold.
Steams. Too much?
Sold.
Is it too much now?
Because everybody's
too many
gonna
people's
be
on him now? You got to fade him?
Akers is in that lineup. Don't be shocked with 2 weeks. They scraped Cam Akers off the mat.
Let's get some best bets in this game. Let's continue to look down, get you ready for Super Bowl 60 coming up next Sunday at this point. The place to be, Joe, is the SportsGrid Network each and every day. The boys are going to be live. Pro Football Today? Absolutely. We'll be right back.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But, these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Pro Football Today, Super Bowl 60. Seattle taking on New England here. Joe, you want to have a fun game now?
Yeah, what do you
We're
got?
going to call it a dealer's choice or producer's choice, which means we're going to use it like flashcards. As a kid, like, hey, throw the flashcards out there. See if you can learn how to read or actually do some math at this point. I want to do this as a game we're going to go live. So we're going to have the producers put up a graphic on the screen, Joe, of a prop bet, and we're going to react to it
All
here.
right, good.
Let's go. What do we got out there, people? Come on. Load it up for us here. Most points scored in this game. Myers, who's a kicker, Bo Regalis, who's a kicker, or where do you go down? Walker, Smith, and Jigba. This is an interesting one, Joe, because I don't think the kickers are going to have the lead here. It's going to be a guy that you have a chance to get 2 touchdowns in this game, which would be 12 points. Jackson Smith and Jigma plus 850 for me, Joe. 2 tutties in the air, 12 points.
I like it. Can I go deep?
Go ahead. What do you got?
I'm going to go, which is Darnold on that list?
Oh, my God. So Darnold's going to have 2 touchdowns? Come on, he's not
I'm
even on
serious.
the list. You can't even get that bet off in a
What
casino.
about Henderson?
There he is.
I can't see.
Actually, no, he's not on that list. He's not even on the list. I mean, what about Rashid Shaheed, 40 to 1?
Nah,
Kick return, end of pass catch?
Yeah,
Bang, bang, 12.
That would count.
40 to 1
yeah,
spot.
That would count. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not going
Shaheed-
kickers. I'm not going with
I
a kicker.
can't, no, because kickers then we're leaning to an under.
Correct.
Right? No way.
kickers. No 3
No
field
co-
goals,
no
4
kickers.
field goals,
How
couple
about
extra
Drake
points
May,
at this
though?
point.
May can scoot. What if he has 2 touchdowns? That's
Could be.
12 points.
Could be. By the way, would you rather take Drake May to score a touchdown or win the MVP?
Ooh. I like him to score a touchdown.
All right.
I like both quarterbacks.
Super Bowl props here, Joe. Jersey number of the first touchdown score over 11.5 or under 11.5. Now, I would need to see the jersey numbers of, like Kenneth Walker, he's a single digit, right?
Yeah,
so you
9.
pop right in there.
So Diggs is 8.
Oh, you know, it was 11.
Moody's
Is
9.
JSN is 11. Ooh.
So you know what that means? What is it? And it's
Over or under, Joe? Plus 110, minus 145.
I'm going to take a shot.
On the over?
Barner is
Over.
88.
Yep.
And let's say Henry, 85.
Okay. Tight end spot.
Tight end spot. And even Stevenson, if he scores,
Yeah, I
is
feel like
38.
I want to fade the single digits in that
I
spot
want to take
here.
the
Yeah.
over.
How
All right,
about
what's this one?
Position of Super Bowl MVP. Quarterback, heavily favored, minus 260. Any other position, Joe, plus 210.
I don't like.
That's a tough one.
That is a tough one because, again, I would just much rather, and I know you get in the field, which is always possible with a defensive player.
If you play it out, though, right?
Lawrence.
If you look at the quarterback minus 260, which means he has a big game. So JSN might have a big game along with the quarterback. Who would get the nod on that situation?
Well,
You know
Kupp
what I mean?
got it over Stafford.
Well, that's what I
didn't he?
mean.
I mean,
Same thing with Drake May. Like, who would win it for like? It feels like it has to be Drake May if New England wins the Super Bowl. Who else would it be?
No, I know. I mean,
Defense? No.
Would it be Stevenson? Would they give it to a running back if
No,
he
I don't think
rushes
so.
for
Yeah, it's a
170
tough
yards? What if Stevenson is the first back to rush for over 100 on that defense?
Like Timmy Smith just goes nuts in the Super Bowl.
Well, that would be 206 is the number.
How about this one? Any player to record 100-plus rushing yards in this game. Both of these teams not notorious for look
I
like
don't
good
like it.
defense.
I would take
no
it,
is minus 215. It is expensive, though.
Very expensive.
Can we get a home run shot at a Henderson early, Joe? 36-yard carry right off the bat. Boom.
Yeah, but still, I mean, are they gonna continue to run the football? I don't believe so. Again,
It's one of those bets where it could happen, but I don't think I want to pay a minus
it's not
200,
like you have
though.
Saquon or Kenneth Walker's good, but again, is he one of the best backs in the NFL? He's not. Neither is Stevenson or Henderson. So I would say no. What's this one?
Any quarterback to record 300-plus passing yards. Yes, plus 260. Why not, Joe? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, based off
Who's
the
taking no at minus 310? No way.
No way. I would take a shot with the 260. Again, you can never have enough points, especially if it is high scoring.
Or if it's a blowout. You're getting dink and dunks all the way down the field. You just pick up those second-half yards pretty easy at this point.
That's not a bad number.
That's a yes for me,
What else do we
absolutely,
have?
at this point. Dealer's choice. Throw
That's
another one
it?
up there. Here we
ran
go.
out of cards.
Total combined rushing yards in this game. 215.5
I'm going to take
over
the
or
under. Even money. Well, it's even. Minus 110. Even either way. I would take under 215.5.
That's an interesting one because I do think you have two good running backs here for, obviously, the Patriots, if they get the ball.
But then, I mean, if
you got
if
the
they're
quarterback, Drake May, though. He pops in 30, 40 yards, Joe. Goes right on top of it. Sam Darnold, you can get 10 yards. Can he get you 10?
Yeah, I think he can get you 20. What's this?
Most passing attempts in the Super Bowl. Drake May, minus 122, or Sam Darnold, plus 100.
I like May, especially if you think New England's going to be trailing.
That's a good one here. You know what? It's price good. It's not overwhelming like you would say, like, oh, one side is Matthew Stafford, minus 240. Like, it's an even price point. Yeah, see, I'm with you because I think Seattle wins the football game, which I might get an extra couple passes in the fourth quarter. I think that makes some sense there.
I think New England has to be more aggressive. What do we have here?
Gatorade, Joe. Red, pink, water clear, purple, blue, yellow, lime, or green, or orange.
All right, so here's the thing. So the orange is the favorite, right? The purples come out back-to-back years. Do we go for the
I like purple.
Do we go again with the purple? I've had this clinched. What the?
Like, would you take water clear, though?
No.
No?
I've been on the clear. The clear is no good. Nobody.
You been on the cream or just the clear?
The clear, and I'm not talking like Bond's clear. Conti clear.
Rub it in there.
You rub
Only in the
clear
joints.
right in.
Only in
How
the
about
joints.
This? Donnie, I would take a shot with the trifecta purple. I think we go back to the well.
It's a
The
delicious
trend is
drink.
your friend.
I think it's the best drink. I think it's the best flavor one is purple.
Why can't we have boots on the ground?
We do.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We don't have boots on the ground to get. I mean, can I be honest?
Go ahead.
This has got to be the easiest to fix.
Yes.
You get there with the hey, what are you doing? You see the manager out.
Or the manager, like you can do it. Like, let's just say in the first half you have all the flavors out there, and the second half you're like, hey, where's my blue app? We ran out of everything. It's only orange the entire second half. Like, I think you can, but also you have to have the team that wins. Like,
But it's not like they have
you might
every
have bought the
color.
Seattle equipment manager, and they don't win the Super Bowl.
Well, here's the thing. They always like to break tendency, so there's no purple correlation with the. Now, if you're asking
Seattle,
me,
wouldn't it be? Little purple.
flavor-wise, the clear is the best. The Arctic Ice.
Arctic Ice is a good one. I do like purple. I think purple is delicious. Orange, get at. No, I'm never going to have orange Gatorade. Have you ever had, like, I would never pick orange Gatorade in my life. to drink.
I've had the orange.
Yeah, but like when you go into a store, like when we went as a kid, in the glass container, man, that green, that
The
green
lime
was
would go with
lime
Seattle.
and green was
The-
delicious.
The lime would go with
I think
Seattle.
purple goes with Seattle.
I'm going to go with the
I think the
purple,
purple makes some
and I would
sense.
take a shot on the pink at 7-1.
All right, here, but we're going to get to another segment coming up, Joe. But we do have some other prop bets that are popping up here. Any player to record 506 plus passing yards in this game, Joe, 150-1. 507.
What do we got? Dan Marino out there and Drew Bledsoe? Come
Woodley? Maybe Woodley's out there? Come on.
507. That's crazy.
Now, I do think we have a chance at some of these here. And I don't mean 7+ touchdown catches either or passes. Those are ridiculous. But we got more action on the way. One more segment to go, even though we're a week away from Super Bowl Sunday and Super Bowl 60. We'll be right back after this short break.
Heads or tails? Over or under? Seahawks, Patriots. Don't stress. SportsGrid breaks it all down.
They are locks.
We can capitalize.
We're going to see a ton of over money.
Props, expert guests, and smart insight leading up to the big game.
Oh my God, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl.
Only on SportsGrid.
Marshall's a tough environment, though. Marshall's that sneaky road trip, in my opinion, and this has been like a decade long that Marshall's been fire at home and terrible on the road. That's a dangerous road game, but if you look at, there's no return game with Kent State. There's no return game with Akron. Maybe when they go to UMass with Frank Martin being such a good coach, he could really take teams out of their rhythm. But I think there's a case that they could be undefeated in the regular season.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
If there's more revenue for the league, there's more revenue for the players, and that would make it saleable. So they may have objections. Certainly there's more risk of injury the longer the season goes. But these guys, their careers are short. The money is good. Money would be better. So I wouldn't bet against the league expanding sooner rather than later.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
His wife and his kids were like, I kind of like this. This kind of works out for me. Daddy's a celebrity again, so I get access to things. Daddy's making money again. Hadn't made a nickel in the last 5 years. Now he's made a lot of money, so I'm sure they're good. Yeah. But all of a sudden, the prospect of Daddy being away, like he ain't cheating on you in Buffalo, I can tell you that. I live there.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Right back at it, people. Pro football today. 1 week away, Super Bowl 60, and then it's all of a sudden, Joe, the off-season, free agency, NFL draft, waiting for preseason football, little bits of information from OTAs. It went quick.
Yeah, it did. Season's already over. It's bittersweet. I'm depressed. I get into depression mode.
You do? But doesn't baseball pick you right back up out of
Donnie,
that?
I hate baseball.
Oh, come on.
I do. Outside of just
can't
betting
say that.
overs. Why can't I say that?
I don't think you can say that live on the air,
Putting
Kenny, at this
a muzzle
point.
on me on the show?
Put the muzzle on you. By the way, scrolling
You're the
back
baseball
through,
guy,
yeah,
not me.
I can't wait. Baseball's going to be fantastic. Pitchers and catchers, February 10th, and away we go at that point now, Joe. Let me ask you a couple more quick prop bets here on this. 216-plus receiving yards in this game for anybody, Joe. 35-1. What do you think?
Take a shot, yeah. Why not JSN? I mean,
That's the only guy that would be. Rashid Shaheed does it.
No, get out of here. JSN had what, 159? Puka got him on the last drive. Puka had 162.
Two bills.
I mean, why not? He had 115 in the first half. Donnie, he's got hands like mitts. I don't know. He's got like stick 'em on there. Did you see the catch on the one-handed? Lester Hayes-esque.
It was a great catch at this point. How about a Super Bowl, the last time these two played, Joe, 28-24 final Patriots. A repeat of that final score exactly 350 to 1. It's a common number.
I do like
28-24.
I like that.
Yeah.
I would take a shot. Now, what happened Seattle 28-24?
Yeah, so you don't, then that'd be terrible. Like, I hit it just the other way. That's why you got to box it, Joe.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
What
Goes
would
both
Seattle
ways.
be?
It doesn't say.
Probably 100 to 1 or something.
Just says it has to be that
Is that
exact
fair?
same score at this point. A little sell me something action, Joe.
Give
Keep
it to me.
simple. 3-1 price point here. 2 running backs, each to get a touchdown, Joe. Stevenson on one side, Kenneth Walker the third on the other.
That's not a bad look. 3-1. I mean, Walker's going to be the bell cow inside the red zone, and Stevenson as well. We talk about big bodies, and they could break one potentially. So 3-1 price isn't bad. I wonder.
Big body best.
I'm just curious. What would 2 for each be?
Probably a ton. 28 to 1. What would it be?
Just saying.
Come on.
Just saying, Donnie. Why go
2 and 2?
Yeah,
3 and 3?
3-1 on a sell me something. I give out, we give out bomb plays on that.
Yeah, but they always bomb, though.
Nah,
you know
not
what I mean?
true,
Take a win.
Donnie. We
You know
come
what I mean?
close on a. I mean,
Like you're
they're
dropping
supposed to be
nukes on the
lottery
people.
tickets.
You're dropping nukes on kids' Christmases.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
3-1 on a sell me something.
Some people take back their teeth when they lose, Joe. Come on, man.
Put that for a best bet. 3-1.
3-1. Nah, come on. We got to save the best bets for next weekend, Joe, because here's what we have. Here's what I need from you. Karnak the Great over there. Give me next Sunday, kickoff 6:29, 1 minute before they're due to kick off.
Yeah.
What is the final spread in this game, Seattle and New England?
Seattle 3.5. Total 44.5.
See, I was going to get to the total in a second. You go blow it up.
I blew it up. You asked me. I gave
I
it
didn't
to you.
ask you. That's the
You
whole
did.
point. I said, what's the spread going to be? That ain't the spread.
Well, I gave you the spread, 3.5, and I took it a step further with the total.
I think. So we're looking at 4.5 with juice right now in Seattle. I think we're closer to 5, Joe. I think we get closer to 5. I think the public is going to avalanche Seattle this week.
I don't think so. I think you're going to get that Patriot money, and you're going to get all the Boston clientele, and you're going to get all the Wahlburgers.
Place, yeah.
Again, the more that the information comes out, and the more that they break it down and dissect it, New England 9-0 on the road or on the neutral field. Sam Darnold, he's done great in the playoffs, but both games were at home. This is now a road game. I'm just saying the extra week allows, gamblers the extra opportunity to potentially overthink. And I think people want points more than they don't want points.
They do. You're right. Let me ask you this question now, Joe. If we remove Sam Darnold, quarterback for Seattle, Drake May, quarterback for the New England Patriots, from the MVP conversation, and you get one bet to make on an MVP. Actually, no, I'll give you 2 bets because they're good price points here. Give me 2 players outside of Darnold and May that you would take as an MVP chance in this game.
I would take,
by the way, Jackson Smith and Jigba is 6-1 price. He's the lowest on the totem pole outside the quarterbacks.
And that's up. That's more. You're getting a better number because when I did the show last week, it was 5-1.
Wow.
Or on Monday.
Okay.
So he was 5-1. And he's now getting 6-1. I would take a shot on the long shot.
Yeah.
Shaheed at 45-1.
He's 50-1 now.
Okay, because of his return capability, and I still would take a shot on Travion Henderson. Again, the reason why I say that is, if he is utilized
150-1,
and he does break 1 or 2 big plays, and he has, let's say, 150 all-purpose yards, why can't that win be good enough to win the MVP?
It's a good point you bring up too, Joe, because if you just take both of the running backs for the New England Patriots, 30-1 and 150-1, like they're probably going to be the catalysts to win the Super Bowl. And then of course you reach for Travion Henderson at this point. There we go, man. Super Bowl 60 next Sunday, right here on the SportsGrid Network. The boys will be popping all week long on Pro Football Today, Joe Lisi and also Kevin Walsh. So make sure you keep the dial and keep it here all week. Joe, we got the people everything they need.
That's it.
They're set up here for us. Awesome weekend stuff here. Pro Football Today, Donnie Rightside and Joe Lisi. We'll see you around.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
The Buffalo Bills have to find a new head coach. Take a look at the leaders right now. A 33% chance Brian Dable takes that job. You say, well, why? Wait a second here. He's the head coach of the New York Giants. Did you know he came from the Buffalo Bills and basically resurrected Josh Allen on that MVP trajectory while he was with the Buffalo Bills? Clay Kubiak, Joe Brady, Davis Webb, all offensive guys, which I agree with.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
The outline for Koepka are fantastic. I think it's perfect. It is punitive, but it's fair. You've got to levy some sort of fine, so to speak, for defecting, and I think they've done a wonderful job of being equitable and punishing him a bit at the same time. I think Brooks ultimately wants to be playing with the best.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
This is the fear that we had going on. And the players obviously were paid $10,000 to $30,000 per fix. But what this does is it hits at the core of the identity in the sport, especially in the modern day betting era.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.